Let us have a formal introduction at a later time. My sisters are about to arrive.
It will be done.
She turns and says, Costa, the door. Polar Bear, over the end of the hall, opens the doors. Wind, snow. Suddenly you hear it. Approaching the door is not a figure, not even several. A horde pours forth from the freezing snow. Gray and lean, panthers, flying falcons, eagles, hawks emerge, roaring into this, snarling at each other as they take here, rolling. A leopard leaps forward as a full-maned lion roars on its announcement. Their jaws are soaked with blood as though they have freshly killed. And you see also in their number, flying suddenly, flittering through the snow, everywhere they touch, blooming suddenly with some form of plant life that seems to grow even in the icy ground. Fairfolk, little green fairies, blossoms of rose upon their head, and you see a core group of figures emerging in the howling, snarling, growling, roaring pack of chasing animals. At their center is a woman bowed with age. She moves, a gown of moss and bark surrounding her. This woman is ancient, an older black woman with hair bedecked by moss and vine, a wide-brimmed hat. Her venerable eyes look forward with a pulse of green light that casts the entire world. Wherever she looks becomes verdant. She gazes at the ground, and a carpet of moss grows in front of her. To her left, holding a hand and helping her to walk, is a man composed of living wood. The grain of the wood is the grain of his muscles that stand open, and he has a massive axe across his back. Ursuline, you immediately recognize a fellow wild one. This is a spirit that walks the world. His head is smooth and grained wood with two long pointed ears of carved wood. Set into his eyes are fiery jasper stones, semi-precious stones, and a strong jaw as this warrior approaches, this oaken combatant. He helps Hakea of the Woodland Green, and to her right is a woman that I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw from all of you right now in this moment.
You can't look at these witches?
You can't look at witches! Oh no.
12.
7.
21.
I'll make it work. You know, professional.
I'm working, guys.
Hakea, the central figure, this ancient woman who approaches. You see her dress is shifting bark and moss as she walks. She accepts the physical help from her warrior that you can see is clearly part of her retinue, this tree warrior. And you see her familiar around her shoulders is an ancient, powerful serpent. This enormous, beautiful constrictor that even as she takes help walking, you see the weight of this enormous serpent fills her with resolve and strength as she moves forward, as its tongue flicks the cold air. You see that to her right, also lending her a hand, is the woman that all of you have just made your wisdom save against. I'm also going to need constitution saves from everybody.
18.
22.
8.
Both of you, as Hakea enters this space, pollen and the smell of blossoms fills the air. It is her presence in this icy place. You realize you haven't really, other than the cider, you haven't been able to smell anything here. It's too cold. And as Hakea comes in, it is suddenly moss and growth and growing things. Ame, you get like sleepy as Hakea enters the room. It's like it's powerful drowsiness. You grew up in places this verdant, and I think, Suvi, you're just like on it enough to not get that. You both look at the woman who, like a young and loving niece, is helping Hakea move. Her bare feet, drenched in blood and in pointed claws. She wears the furs of deer she has slain with her bare teeth and claws. Her hands end in monstrous talons hooked like those of a bear. And you see that the empty hide of a deer's head with massive antlers extends like a crown upon her head. Blood runs from her mouth. The soot of black soil stains everything from her nose upward so that the top of her head is like charred black. The rest of her skin like dull white flecked with dirt and soil. She sleeps on the earth. Blood runs from her mouth down in between her breasts. It runs along the inside of her leg. It pools at her feet. The animals cavort in front of her. Suvi and Ursulon, you look at her and she meets your gaze, knowing you not to be witches. If you run in her presence, she is given to kill you, and no magical law will stop her from doing so.